How's it going, everybody? So with the release of Jurassic World Rebirth, we now have 7 movies in the Jurassic franchise. Before, it was a pretty even split. We had the Jurassic Park trilogy and the Jurassic World trilogy. Now we have Rebirth kind of in the middle here. Regardless, the Jurassic franchise is iconic. To this point, I think it's pretty safe to say, no matter how old you are, everybody loves dinosaurs. Now, of course, this is just my personal ranking of the Jurassic franchise. Love to know your rankings down below in the comment section, because I'm pretty sure most of us are going to have various different entries in different places outside of probably the number one. Either way, let's get started with my last place pick. Coming in last place, I have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. My bottom 2 in this franchise kind of does fluctuate, so upon my most recent rewatch of the franchise, Fallen Kingdom, I think is just slightly worse. While Jurassic World kicked off this new era for the franchise in spectacular fashion, the warning signs really started to show here for many of the baffling decisions that this franchise would make from a writing perspective and also tonally. Besides the depression showcasing an island of dinosaurs being wiped out, we add in other details to the mythos that are just head-scratching, like human clones. I do still have a decent amount of fun with the main cast and some of the dinosaur moments. One cool aspect I will give Fallen Kingdom is director J.A. Bayona's horror roots really shine through in the latter half of the movie, predominantly when the movie decides to turn into a haunted house feature with the Endoraptor skulking about. If we had more sequences like that, I think I would like this a little bit more personally as a major horror fan. Coming in 6th place, I have Jurassic World Dominion. As the end of this trilogy of Jurassic World movies, there's elements I like, but there's far more that I found frustrating overall. While lacking a lot of the luster and awe from previous entries, there's at least a handful of over-the-top dinosaur-centric action pieces that I found enjoyable enough, like the Gigantosaurus versus the T-Rex showdown specifically. One of the major selling points for Dominion was the merging of the Jurassic World cast while incorporating Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum, and it is kind of this push and pull of nostalgia that left me very mixed. Don't get me wrong, it's great seeing all of them back together, but the script leaves a lot to be desired for their characters. That leads me to the decision that's most baffling of all for the story, and this is coming from someone that doesn't even really like Fallen Kingdom, but the ending at least had the potential to wrap up this trilogy in an exciting fashion, and that's showcasing a world where humans and dinosaurs have to try and coexist, only for the real plot for the movie being giant locusts eating all of the crops. It's a decision to this day I do not understand, and I think that's a decision that most people are not a big fan of. In 5th place, I have Jurassic Park 3. Maybe it's just me softening to this movie over the years upon subsequent rewatches, but once I embrace some of the more B-movie schlocky qualities of Jurassic Park 3, I do think it does have some charm. Though it is definitely a step down from Spielberg's 2 films, Joe Johnston's take is still just entertaining enough. How they utilize the dinosaurs for the various chase sequences, the Spinosaurus especially, to this day people are talking about the Spinosaurus because it's a very memorable dinosaur. When you think Jurassic Park 3, you're either going to be thinking about the Spinosaurus or the iconic dream sequence involving the raptor. Unfortunately, outside of Sam Neill's performance, most of the characters here aren't all of that memorable, but Neill's performance is solid enough to lead this mission. Also, on the bright side, this is an incredibly short entry. I'm always surprised when I rewatch these movies and I realize Jurassic Park 3 is only about 90 minutes long. Coming in at number 4, I have Jurassic World Rebirth. While I do think Rebirth is a very safe return to the franchise because this is trying to kick off a brand new trilogy for a new era, there's a lot here that worked for me personally with how Gareth Edwards approached the material. Besides the overall visuals on display being remarkable, how they highlight the intensity and scale of these creatures, I get a lot of enjoyment out of the fact that Rebirth tries its best to make dinosaurs scary once again. Who knows if we'll see the majority of this cast once again in a follow-up, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, and Scarlett Johansson, but they did win me over by the end, because at first I wasn't super keen on their characters. All I know is I definitely wouldn't mind seeing more of them if they decide to continue on. In 3rd place, I have The Lost World Jurassic Park. When the first entry in your franchise is one of the most iconic films of all time, it is kind of hard to make a follow-up to that, even if you're someone like Steven Spielberg. I do think The Lost World still has some of that charm and sense of wonder from the original. The major fault here for me personally, even if I do have it a little bit higher, is I do think the story is a little bit lacking. As awesome as it is to have Ian Malcolm get the spotlight, the story around him ultimately, it's bloated and I didn't find it all that memorable. The film for me is saved by having so many great big action set pieces. Like how the tension builds in the sequence where the glass is breaking while they're in the RV, and of course the coolest scene in the movie, whether you're a kid or rewatching it as an adult, watching a T-Rex run around a major city and go on a rampage. Coming in second place, I have Jurassic World. Ignoring Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, the original Jurassic World I feel like is the closest thing we've had to experiencing the same enjoyment as I had watching the original Jurassic Park. Even rewatching it now, I think it just has the perfect level of nostalgia and the way that callbacks are utilized, rediscovering items from Jurassic Park. That's besides how awesome it is to see the original T-Rex return to save the day in the third act against the Indominus Rex. When looking at these big antagonist dinosaurs they had for all the different world movies, I do think the Indominus Rex is still the coolest one. Because not only is he just genuinely frightening, he's surprisingly intelligent. I love that he sets up traps for these people. And even despite the fact that I do enjoy this cast all throughout the Jurassic World trilogy, I really feel like the cast is their best here. Bryce Dallas Howard and especially Chris Pratt. This pocket of time when Chris Pratt was in Jurassic World and the original Guardians was just like peak Chris Pratt charm. No matter what, if the sequels didn't deliver, this first Jurassic World is still a great time. And obviously coming in at number 1, Jurassic Park. I don't really feel like I need to justify why I have Jurassic Park at number 1. I mean, it's a classic. The spectacle of Jurassic Park still never gets old no matter how many times I rewatch. Conceptually, the story is fantastic and Spielberg masterfully crafts magical moments between the gorgeous visuals and John Williams' iconic score. That coupled with the visual effects that still stand up to this day makes you believe that these dinosaurs are actually real. Jurassic Park also is filled with so many different iconic, memorable characters to the point where I could be here all day listing memorable quotes and iconic moments. Two of them that are always my personal favorites is all of that build up to the T-Rex and then the more in-your-face tension when these kids have to escape the raptors. Watching this as a kid made me scared of raptors for quite a long time, even though I would never have to deal with one in real life, at least not yet. You really can't get more perfect as far as blockbuster entertainment than the original Jurassic Park, even all these decades later. So there you have it. That is my ranking of all 7 movies in the Jurassic franchise. Like I said before, share rankings down below because I'd love to know them. Thank you guys. As always, chat videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure to like on the video and also subscribe to the channel to update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.